Can you introduce yourself, maybe? Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you introduce yourself? So, where are you, Arjun?
Sure.
So, what do you do at?
I'll just. So I can start presenting as well, right? Because in my slide,
maybe in the
my
slide.
background is there in my slide.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just share my screen. You all can see my screen?
Yeah.
Super. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Hubert. Just to give you a quick introduction about myself, everybody. My name is Arjun Khosla. I am a senior program director and director of enrollment at Hult. A fun fact is I am an alumni at Hult as well. So I've studied at Hult in Boston in 2015. Ever since then, I've got the Hult DNA where I've been working with Hult for the past 5.5 years now. So as on date, if anybody asks me, what is your DNA like? I always tell everybody it's completely Hult, which means I love students who have the open mindset, growth mindset, and are willing to take in challenges for the business domain. Over the past few years, I have enrolled over 600 students. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And all these 600 students are very well placed in over 140 countries. My specialty is South Asia, Asia region, and India to be specific. So I understand during these tough times of the pandemic, a lot of students are still looking into September 2021. And to give you rest assurance, we are still open for September 2021. I'm based in Dubai. I fluctuate between London campus and Dubai campus because of the time zone of me handling India. Right. I'm also a career coach here at Hult. I discuss various career opportunities for students who wish to pursue their ideal job, which is where I try and understand the industry ABC for a student, and we try connecting them with the right and relevant companies and alumni. That's who I am, and today I'll be walking everybody through Hult. So thank you so much, everybody in India. Thanks, Hubert and team, for organizing this great session with all kids. Let's start with a small video that I have on the foundation for Hult first.
Right. Philippe Hult. Well. C'est vidéo. Ok. That we cannot. Yeah.
All right. So that was a
Okay.
little bit about Hult, how Hult has formed and the campuses. Okay, the most important thing that I feel that we should start off first while introducing the school is we are the first triple accredited business school in the US. So all of you who are looking at education abroad and who think accreditation is one of the key factors while you're selecting a business school, Hult is the only US-based business school that has triple accreditation, which means our student satisfaction level is the highest, faculties are research-based and they work, and also the employment is at the peak as of date. Over the last couple of years, we've been winning these two awards continuously by the Association of MBA, which is the Innovative Curriculum Award and the Career Strategy Award. Now, what does this mean? Year on year, so if you've seen Hult and if you've researched about Hult, or if you've even gone to the website, you'll see the first thing that you see over there is Hult is the most relevant business school. By relevance, we know that every year, once in 2 years, we keep changing the curriculum based on the requirement by the employers for our students to be ready to be placed with them, right? Say, for example, in 2019, when the pandemic hit, a lot of schools were shattered in terms of how to change or how to get through the academics. We built in the limitless learning technology, which allowed students to study on campus, and students who wanted to do virtually were live on campus with immediate action taken towards data, decision making, design thinking in every curriculum that we have, every master's degree and MBA degree. Because we knew from 2020 onwards, a lot of people who've gone online, there's a lot of data that is available. And we wanted our students to be ready for grabbing those opportunities as an analyst, as financial analyst, marketing research, a product heads, things in those lines. So we've changed our curriculum as swiftly as anybody could during the last 2 years as well during the pandemic. Career Strategy Award simply says that when we receive this award, we look at the 3 to 5 aspects of how students can get placed. This does not mean that Hult guarantees you a job. It does not mean that the school guarantees you a job or any school that will apply guarantee a job. What Hult will help you is, it will help you get job ready. You will get 100% placement assistance. There are companies coming on campus for networking events. You have career events on campus. Every month there is a career event. You'll have a dedicated career advisor who help you. We have a dedicated LinkedIn portal which is called Hult Connect, which allows you to connect with alumni for jobs in their countries. The entire process and the entire strategy that we made towards employment has allowed us to bag this award year on year. That's why I'm always proud as an alumni also when I speak about innovative curriculum and the career strategy awards. Rankings, for those who want to understand how well we are ranked, we are in the top 100 business schools globally. FT ranking for 2021 has also come out. We are 99 for that, 17th in The Economist, we are 19th in Wall Street Journals. The only ranking body that we do not give our reports to is the QS World Ranking, because they rank universities. Now remember guys, we are an autonomous business school, right? Like a St. Xavier's in India. That's why we do not submit the reports for QS, because they rank universities which are government driven. All right, the programs. Traditionally, all the master's degree or MBA degrees are 2 years. At Hult, if you double the student hours, it becomes 1 year program. So all our programs are 1 year at Hult. We have first the Masters in International Business. For all of you who are looking at an MBA, who are freshers, right? This is the ideal program for you. This program is directly correlated to the MBA program. The course, content, curriculum is absolutely the same. The only difference is we maximize the work experience of 3 years in this program. So anybody above 3 years cannot apply for this program. They will apply directly for the MBA. Now, sometimes people come up to me saying that, sir, I really want to do an MBA, but I don't have enough experience. You can still do the Masters of International Business, which will give you 36 credits. You can graduate from Hult. When you get the relevant experience of 2 years or 3 years, whatever the difference experience is, you can surrender the degree back to Hult, do the 8 credits online or on campus, and take the MBA degree from us. That's how same or similar the programs are, both international business and the MBA. All right. Now, the next one is the Masters of International Marketing program. This is a pure marketing-driven program. You'll have from brand management, you'll have marketing analytics, you'll have things between online, offline. You'll even have understanding how crowdfunding campaign works. No business school allows you to understand how detailed crowdfunding will work. We have a finance and a business analytics program, which is a STEM designated program. This will give you a 3 years OPT in the US, which is something that a lot of students want. Also, our international business and marketing will give you a 1 year stay back. However, if you do combine a finance with it or an analytics with it and combine both the degrees, it gives you a 3 year stay back. Apart from this, which is relevant to some of you, would be the global 1 year MBA, which requires minimum 3 years of full-time work experience. Executive level does not make sense for a lot of Indian students because they have to do 50% of the course on campus and 50% of the course online. So you need to keep traveling in and out of campus. So majorly Indian students and South Asian students look at either the 1 year masters or the 1 year MBA. Now, the specialty of Hult since 2018 was the global dual degree, wherein people could mix and match two programs. Say, for example, you were looking at the Masters of International Marketing program, right? Which gives you a 1 year stay back in the US. But as on date, you understand how data decision making is working in the US. You can combine the business analytics program, making it an 18-month program, which will give you a 3 year stay back. This is called the dual degree with Hult. So you can combine, mix and match international business with finance. You can do finance with analytics, whatever you're called. Your second degree evaluation will not be based on any prerequisite. It will only be based on you getting accepted for the first degree and you satisfying certain condition in terms of passing your first degree, maintaining relevant credits to get the second degree. Our campuses. We started in 1964 in Boston. That is the time when we were called Arthur D. Little School of Business. 2003, we changed to Hult. In our Boston campus, we have about 700 beds for accommodation as well. It's right in front of Charles River. If you go 10 minutes from there, you will find Howard, MIT, Babson, all in that area itself. Then we have a San Francisco campus, which is just opposite the Levi's headquarters. It's a great amount of opportunity San Francisco itself has when it comes towards IT, tech, startups. We have about 3 campuses in London. One is the undergrad campus, so anybody who is looking at the BBA program can do the undergrad campus in London. We have a postgrad campus also in London, which is in central London. Apart from that, we've just merged with a college called Astridge way 4.5 years ago, where now executive level MBA people can go and study their electives over there. So we have 3 campuses in UK. Dubai is somewhere where I sit. It's right in Internet City. You see the entire stretch in Dubai. You have Hult, you have Middlesex, you have Wollongong, you have Harriet Watts. We all are in the same place, which means that in terms of employment and in terms of visas, Dubai itself gives you a lot of opportunities. So if you've seen the recent visa norms in Dubai as well, you can get your spouse, you can get your family. If you have X amount of money in your bank accounts, they can sponsor the visas. You get 3 months of job permit, which will give you a 3 year stay back in Dubai. Very lenient towards student and expats. 96% of the population in Dubai is expats. So it's a very, very safe environment when it comes towards even coming back to India to meet parents. So that's why a lot of Indian students look at Dubai as an option when it comes towards employment. We have 2 more campuses, Shanghai and New York. These are our satellite campuses, which means these are our rotational campuses. You cannot start a program here, but you can do electives here. Now, the beauty of starting with Hult is you can do 3 campuses in 1 year. Say, for example, you start a campus in Boston. You do the core programs in Boston the first 8 months. Then the last 4 months during rotation, you have an option. It's not mandatory to rotate to different campuses. So you can go to New York, you can go to Shanghai, and then you can graduate back in London or in Boston. All right. A few things that I would want you guys to know about Hult is we really believe in education and learning, right? That's why we are the only school. You will not see it anywhere. You can Google this, you can do whatever you want. We are the only school that allows one free elective every year for the rest of your life for any of our alumni. All right. So as an alumni, I can do one elective online or on campus every year, which will help me build my network. It will help me brush up my skills every year and help me in my promotion if I look into my background in terms of experience. So this is something that I really want to share with you guys, which is an important factor. We have over 37,000 alumni globally who are working in top-notch companies. Our alumni chapters are 70 global alumni chapters. In India, we have our alumni chapters as well. In different cities in India, we have our alumni chapters who are there to support our alumni. I have put this slide for everybody who does not know about Hult because there are over 15,000 business schools. I, as a program director, do not know 15,000 business schools, but I, as a person, I know about this gentleman called Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is the former president of United States, right? He is closely associated with Hult for our annual challenge called Hult Prize. Now, what happens in Hult Prize is 1,500 schools take part in this competition globally. We have the likes of ISB, INSEAD, Harvard, Kellogg's, London School of Business, SMU, you name it. 1,500 schools take part. The top 6, we fly them down to Boston for incubation, right? They pitch their idea in front of the Hult Prize Foundation, and $1 million is given as seed fund by Hult to the winner of this competition every year. So we've had ISB winning in 2014. We've had IM going in the finals. So this is something that I want to really share with you, is that no matter what you know about different schools, traditionally a lot of people will only know about the top tier schools, the Ivy League schools. But you need to understand there are so many other schools that are highly accredited, that are highly in touch with the business domain and the business field, that you guys can potentially look at developing business, developing your career from these schools. Finally, a day at life at Hult. That young gentleman is Dedrick. He passed out in class of 2019. Typically at 9 o'clock, the classes would start at Hult. You'll have your lunch at about 12 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, there would be career sessions at Hult. And remember one thing, when Hult has the program, when Hult has devised the program to be intensive, you will be doing multiple team projects. So you will have to coordinate between different members of different teams, different subjects, so that you make up your presentations, your projects throughout the year. It is time consuming. I've had times where I had sleepless nights myself, because that one day I had to manage 3 different subjects, 3 different teams of 3 different subjects, and maintain the time balance along with the career fairs itself. So I, as an alumni, I, as a program director, will tell you that Hult will take you out, will scratch you out from your comfort zone. Whatever you've learned in India, you have to unlearn and come to a business school, which will allow you to develop your career path moving ahead. For students who are applying for September 2021 and September 2022, please note our scholarship deadline for this September, the final one is 29th of April, which is next Thursday. GMAT GRE is not required for this deadline. If you're looking at September 2022, you can still submit the application. That is the early round application as well on 29th April. You can fill up the application form and submit it without any documents, without any GMAT scores, without any GRE. You can just go ahead and fill up the basic details and pay the application fee. Now I'll open the round for any questions, and Hubert, this will be now on you to move it ahead.
Okay. Do you have any question? Because otherwise we can move ahead. I have things that I want to share as well. Any questions? No. Basically, me, I've followed Hult. You see, Arjun, I know Hult very well, because when I was a student, I told you the story. When I was a student at Harvard, at that time, there was a school called Accreditation School of Management, okay, which was next to the Boston College campus. And I had 2 or 3 friends working there in admissions or lecturing, and I knew the dean of that school. Not asking his name, he was like 25 years ago. I forgot his name, but I remember that there was a dean, and he was in a small house at that time, and like I don't know, the first floor was the teaching room, and imagine they had a program, and they had a 1 year program, and he was the one of the only in the US that was a 1 year program, and then when after the result got sold to a company called to a French company. I forgot the name. They decided that they would not buy Hult, and Hult, the Accreditation School of Management, Altron, it's called Altron, the management consulting company. And then Bernie Hult decided to buy his school because the school already had some type of accreditation from the New England Board of Private Schools. I don't know the exact name of the thing. So I know the school pretty well, and they have always done a quality job. Okay, what they have done is always quality job. And of course, the fact that Mr. Bernie Hult, who is the owner of EF that we saw on the video, invested money in the school, brought a lot of funding in the school. Okay, something that actually Little could not afford. And then the school has grown a lot since the early 2000s. Okay, so there have been ongoing growth from there. I would like to show you because I was making research while I was listening to you. Okay, and I would like to show you 2 things because first of all, I have one of my students who is Anton Gustafsson. I was looking for his name. Who is now who went to INSEAD. If you see my screen, yeah, he went to INSEAD. Do you see my screen, Arjun? Yeah, you see my screen? Yeah. So went to INSEAD. He's a Swedish guy. He went to INSEAD. He was my student, and he was a student from MBA Center Brussels. Okay, so Anton Gustafsson. So now he's working at the Chelsea campus office. Maybe you probably you remember his face, but he looks Swedish. Yeah? And he's there, and now he's working as a manager, business controller and strategy manager for EF. And I was of course surprised when I fell on him last time I was in Chelsea. Okay. And the second thing that I wanted to see with you is another student of mine. His name is Thomas Carton. And Thomas Carton has a personal value of 50 million euros, which is not bad for Belgium. Okay, and he created a company called Atlas Go. Okay, what Atlas Go? They plant trees. Okay, and the way they do. So I will tell you a bit more if you want to make a research on Thomas Carton. But he's a Hult graduate. He graduated. He got a master's degree in social entrepreneurship in 2015, 2016. So basically, I met him probably in April 2015. I worked my ass off so that to make sure that he'll be ready, and he started this thing. So basically, when you see that I have an INSEAD graduate who is now working for Hult, that the wealthiest young professional in Belgium is a Hult graduate, it shows the quality of the school. So now, what I've noticed is that since Hult is a successful company, and sometimes people don't like successful, sometimes I've seen some bad mouthing on social media. That's something we can discuss a bit, Arjun. And I think that according to me, people who write are jealous. Okay, so don't take that into account. Me too. For instance, I had a competitor in Belgium. If I told you what he wrote about me in social media, you'll be amazed. The guy was crazy. He should have been to a psychiatric hospital. Okay, he was just jealous because we have achieved, we have made him this into a big company, and the guy is still working with his wife in a flat, and he's a loser. You have to see that you have many people who are jealous of Hult's success. Okay, because Hult is managed like a company. Okay, it is a company. It is managed like a company. But I think that's the way business schools should be managed, like companies. Okay, they shouldn't be managed like NGOs or whatever. Sometimes I'm surprised to see how unprofessional business school work when they should be the most professional in the exams if they teach you business, okay, and many are badly managed. So I think that if you hear bad things about us, they don't pay attention. It's wrong. Okay, people, it's wrong. Okay, they pay people to write bad things about us, but it's not true. Okay, and me, I could tell you, I have friends who went to Harvard Business School. We're not very happy about Harvard Business School. Some went to Wharton. They're not very happy about Wharton. Okay, so it happens. Okay, that you don't have all that you expect. Maybe your expectations are a bit too high. So you have to set up your expectation and you say, okay, anywhere else is well ranked. For instance, the MIB that we are well going to launch an MIB ranking. Earth is in the top 20. And honestly, to be in the top 20 when you have been implemented in the early 2000, it's not bad. Okay, the school is moving well. The MBA ranking is 99 in the last FT ranking. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, for instance, the best Belgium school, the best school in Belgium, Lyric is not even ranked. Okay, so when you see that it's a very young school and how fast they have gone, okay, now of course some people are bothered because Arjun is Sunday. Okay, I know that he's in Dubai, so people work on Sunday, but yes, he's professional. Okay, his presentation is professional, so people are jealous of the success. So don't listen to them. Okay, and me, what I find, the plan that I love at Hult, I'm going to tell you, Arjun, the one that I love, the one that you do that is outstanding, that nobody else offers, is that you have the ability to do an MIB, okay, wherever you want in the world, okay. Me, I usually advise London because I say London is a good place to be. It's good, especially for Indians. It's a good way. Usually, it's probably the country where you feel the most at home when you live in India. Huh? You agree, Arjun? Okay. And then
Yeah.
they offer you to do a specialized program for free, huh? As far as I remember. Then you have to go to the US. Okay. I suggest my students to go to San Francisco because that's the place to be. Okay. And then the program is a STEM program, meaning that so you have a degree from the UK, okay, with the MID, and then you can specialize. Me, I like the degree. They have degrees in data science or they have degrees in entrepreneurship because, of course, the US is the place to be in that field. You can work for Google, for Facebook, for this type of companies and other startups. Okay, that's what Thomas did, by the way. He went to San Francisco, okay, and now he's a multi-millionaire because he went there and he met the right people. Of course, if he had stayed in Belgium, he could have been to the best business school in Belgium. He would work for KPMG all his life. Huh? That's what people who go to good schools do in Europe. They work for a big corporation, they make okay money, but they will never have $40 million on their bank account. Huh? Believe me, if you work for KPMG. So then we advise them that, and since Hult is a STEM program, then you can work for 3 years in the US. So it means you have spent 1 year in the UK, 4 years in the US. So after 4 years, normally you should have the residency. Okay. So it's a very good step forward. Okay. And for a very affordable price. Sometimes people say Earth is expensive, but you two masters, one in the UK, one in the US, for what they charge. No, it's cheap. It's very cheap. It's very affordable. Okay. Then also they give also scholarships. Okay. That's something we are going to discuss. Okay. Maybe a relative weakness of the program that is relatively expensive. Okay. But if you compare to the others, it's fine. So just I want to because I'm not very happy to hear the feedback because I consider that Hult is my friend. Every time, for instance, to give you an idea, every time I go to London and I say to London, I'm there. They invite me. When I want to give seminars, they always give me a room. Not many people are like that. Okay, so it means that they share, they understand what is networking. It's something very strong. Okay, and they will give you back. Now, maybe one of the issues that my students have, Arjun, is the price of Hult. So, what do you offer for the price? What do you offer in terms of scholarship? What is possible to get? What? Because
Right.
the prime is relatively expensive. So, what have you got to offer to the students who want to study at Hult?
Before I just answer that, Hubert, Madhur has put across a question on the chat box saying how to enroll in the pandemic situation.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So if I can address that. Madhur, thanks for the question. First and foremost, let's discuss about a few things, right? If I have to help you understand, the pandemic is coming to a downtrend in US, UK, and Dubai. So I'm going to share with you my screen again. All right. And then I'm also going to be talking about what's happening currently in India, because that's also very important when it comes towards our students who are looking at going this fall. All right. So if you can, I'll just quickly share my screen and just let me know if you can see my screen. One sec. Can you see my screen?
No.
Now?
No, not yet. I don't know why. Oh, yes, now it's coming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Madhur and everybody here, this is a site which is administered by the World Health Organization. It's called Our World in Data, and it is also administered by the Oxford Martin Law School. Now, every day they analyze the COVID vaccination, they analyze the deaths, the active rates, right? Mm-hmm. If you see this, as on 24th of April, okay, which is yesterday, the amount of vaccination doses administered in these countries, I've taken these countries is because we are present in these countries. In Dubai, it's 103% of the population, which means now even tourist people who are coming with a long-term stay are getting vaccinated here. US is 67, 66% in UK as well. India is 10.3%. Now, the reason why I wanted to share you this is to help you all understand that COVID in these places have subsidized, right? Vaccination has come across in all these countries in such a way that there is a herd immunity that's happening. Campuses have opened up, of course, with norms of social distancing. Things are pretty much normal. Last year, when the pandemic was at its peak and the vaccines were not out, a lot of students deferred their admissions for this intake. The US government has already started issuing the I-20s, which means that they know that these many students will come from India. I understand that the situation in India is not that great. However, we also understand from 1st of May, Sputnik, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, all of them will start exporting their vaccination to India. So India will start importing that, according to the Prime Minister's speech 2 days ago, right? Which now means that the next 95 crore of population is looking at a vaccination within the next 2 months. Now, having said all of this, these are all positive outcomes. What I can tell you is, during the pandemic, when you are currently applying, if you're looking at this September, a lot of schools, especially Hult, I'll talk about Hult, has given waivers. We have given waivers in GMAT, we've given waivers in GRE, we've given waivers in IELTS. Even references, if you just give us the name, number, email address, we will reach out to people. So we've made the process such a way that you can still sit at home and apply and get accepted and move ahead. We have tied up with external funding agencies called Empower and Prodigy Finance that will give you non-collateral loan if you're looking at this September. Like things like that have already been established by the school. Worst case scenario, you can go next year as well, right? So I hope that answers your question. Now coming to Hubert's question on the tuition fee. Okay, so any master's degree in INR is roughly 35 lakhs. And an MBA program, which is the professional one that I was talking about, it's roughly 56 lakhs. We do offer scholarships and tuition grants. The scholarships for a master's degree can go up to 7 lakhs. So if you, in the best case scenario, if you're consistent, if you're committed, if you're confident, if your communication is good, the 4 C's that we call it, you can get about 5 to 7 lakhs of deduction in your master's degree, which will bring the tuition fee down to about 30 lakhs, right? Of course, this doesn't mean that you will apply and you will get that money, right? You have to be consistent in your documents. Your communication has to be really well. You need to be confident in the admissions interview, okay? For the MBA program, it is twice that amount because the tuition fee is higher. So 55 lakhs is the tuition fee. Then for an MBA program, you can get about 15 to 18 lakhs of tuition deduction, which is $20,000 based on these criteria. So again, applying early, making sure that you're committed, making sure your communication is well. When you submit an application, we will reach out to you, we will email you. You need to respond to us. You need to make sure that you are constantly in touch with us and not going aloof or not going missing, right? So we'll know you're also committed. Then there'll be the academics interview where we'll see your confidence, we'll see the reasoning on why the program.
Yeah, it's important to see. And plus, I find that the double degree that you offer is a great thing because a lot of master programs, especially in France, are 2-year programs. Basically, doing the MIB and the specialized masters can be a way to do like, I do the MIB, I do an internship, a specialized, So you have like a 2 years of education, and knowing that a bachelor's in India are 3 years long, staying another 2 years abroad and in 2 different countries, it's a big plus. UK and US. So don't forget, there's another thing that you have to understand is that I think that there are countries that are going to be deeply affected by the recession, and much more than you believe. And I don't know how they will recover. I'm not sure, for instance, that Western Europe will recover anytime soon. India will be affected as well.
And it's
But
always it's advisable to, if you're looking at going this intake as well. If you've seen that in UK itself, our students are now allowed to work 20 hours a week during the program itself. So a lot of course fee is taken away. Also, one of the things that I want to make sure that everybody's aware, there is a lot of say in India saying that you need 16 years of education to do a master's or an MBA degree. Please check with your schools that you want to apply to. With Hult, we are okay with 15 years of education. So if you have +3, you can directly apply for a program.
yeah, exactly. And but basically, what I want to say is that going to the US is a good solution because I think that the US is going to recover fast from the crisis because they have put a lot of money. And as you know, the US is structured a certain way that they have a big financial power. Why? Because they have the Fed, and the Fed can emit as much money as they want without affecting short-term the value of the dollar. And also, the dollar is also used as a reserve currency by most central banks. It means that they have a lot of freedom with their dollar. Okay. Which means that they can put, Donald Trump invested 900 billion, Joe Biden to 2000, and they could invest another 2000 maybe. So they have a stimulus package that nobody can do in Europe, for instance, in the world. So, for instance, in Europe, we had a stimulus package of 900 billion dollars, and it was already a lot of money for Europeans to do so. So the job market is going to be bullish starting this fall probably. Okay. So it's a good place to be. Okay, there will be jobs. Okay, I'm not sure that Europe or India are going to recover that fast. Not to talk of South America, countries like this. Okay, Middle East with the price of oil. I don't know. You're based in Dubai, you said Arjun. I'm not sure that that Dubai is going to do so well. From what I've heard, the situation is far from being easy. So there won't be that many places in the world where the economy would be good. It would be China probably, not easy to adapt when you're Indian or when you're European to adapt to China. It's another world. Okay, US when you're Indian, no problem. Speak the language. It's easy. You have already many Indians there. So consider as well your short-term goals. Okay, and probably the US is the place to be in the next 5 years. Okay, if you want to find a job. I was reading, for instance, the studies from the restaurants. As you know, France is the biggest touristic attraction country in the world with 100 million visitors per year. And what I've noticed is that they are looking for 100,000 people working in restaurants and hotels because these people have disappeared. So it means that they have been unemployed and they have decided to do something else or even to quit France. Whatever. It means that the recovery will not be as easy as we believe. Okay, in the US, it will be different because they're putting the money and their capacity to invest and and grow again very fast. And at the same time, in the US, in a way it's necessary for many reasons. So US is a great place to be, and Hult has a great thing. They have a campus in San Francisco. They have a campus in Boston. San Francisco is the place to be at your age. If I were your age, I would be in San Francisco. That's very simple, because that's the place where everything is happening in terms of AI, social media, investment. Don't waste your time. Go there. Okay. Even I see some students want to study in New England. Not bad. Okay, Boston not bad, but San Francisco is a better place. So yes, consider all that. I think it was a strategic move for Hult to be in San Francisco. It's very intelligent. It's very intelligent. Okay?
Absolutely.
And if I were them, I would go to Los Angeles as well. So basically, to invest in the Pacific Rim is intelligent. Anyway, Arjun, anything? So of course, at MBA Center, we will be super happy to help you. Especially write your personal statement, check your CV, prepare you for the interview. You know, Arjun, we have 100% success rate or close to that at Hult, and we have sent students to Hult since 2009, I believe. Since I first met Fernando Mora, who came to visit us in our Paris office. So we have a good expertise that Arjun can confirm probably, and we can help you. We have a cheap package, 200 euros, where we will work with you on your personal statement. We check the letters of reference. We prepare the interview. We check the CV for 200 euros because Hult is our partner. So it's super inexpensive. But it's necessary. It's a way for us to make sure that everything is taken care of well.
Right. One last Manish messaged on the chat saying, what is the minimum GMAT score required to apply? We do not require any GMAT GRE scores. Because of the pandemic. We waived that off for all our students going for this September or next September. Also, Madhur wanted to check with me with regards to applications. Guys, I will be dropping in my credentials, my details on the chat box. You guys can email me saying that we met at the MBA Center Fair today, so that we'll have an idea on that. Please drop in your resume as well. And the MBA Center office back in Mumbai will also be helping you out with that, and we can take care of the rest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always hello, Kishan. It's always a pleasure to work with you. And what I like with Hult is that they are super reactive, and it's very professional. Okay. And how long do you need to have an answer? If you send the application, let's say everything is ready next week, next Friday, you need what, 2 weeks before you get an answer?
So if the student is looking at September 2021, within 9 days they'll get the acceptance.
Okay.
If it's 2022, 14 to 18 days.
Okay. Exactly. So any other questions? So basically, the idea is that you can apply now for 2021. If you have difficulties, you can already apply now for 2022. We can help you. Arjun will give you an answer within 9 days. For 2022, it will take 2 weeks. You will taken care of. So basically today, we have created a platform where you have all the necessary help to move forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question? There is Anjuli Jain. Yes, Anjuli Jain, probably I know who it is. But there is, for instance, Kishan. Hello, Kishan. Okay. So, Manish, you have any other question, Manish? Manish Kumar? No, does not reply. No. Okay, so what do you want to say as a conclusion, Arjun? What do you want to say?
I would just tell everybody, first and foremost, remember, as Hubert says, right now US and UK are booming in terms of stabilizing economic recovery. My suggestion is, if you have the chance of going this September, make sure that you can make it this September, because you will graduate if a single degree is 2022 and the dual degree is 2023, which means you are also defeating the American elections in 2023, 2024. So make sure that while the economic recovery is highest, things are open, campus education is high, please make sure you can put in your efforts to go this fall to whichever school you want. If you want to come to Hult, I am more than happy to walk you through step by step. I know Anushka is also here. You can chat with her in terms of how the process has been with the school. And most importantly, please stay home, stay indoors, keep yourself immunized, and keep yourself, if you get the chance from May 1st, get yourself vaccinated as well. All right. Thank you so much, guys.